All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to untangle the science behind a therapy that really gets to the hidden source of so much chronic pain. Seriously, if you've ever had that one ache that just will not quit, you're going to want to hear this. Let's get right into it.
So, let's start with a feeling I bet many of us know all too well. That stubborn, deep, nagging ache that just won't go away, no matter how much you stretch or what you try to do.
You know, our first instinct is to blame our muscles. We think, oh, I just have a knot, or my muscle is just really tight. But what if I told you the real culprit is something else entirely, an overlooked body-wide system that is literally holding everything together? To really get a handle on this kind of pain, we need to introduce the star of our show today, this incredible material called fascia. It is a huge player in how we move and feel, but honestly, it's almost always completely misunderstood.
Now, the word you really need to hear there is continuous. Fascia isn't just some plastic wrap for your muscles. Nope, it's a single, unbroken network that literally runs from the top of your head all the way down to the soles of your feet. And this is the perfect way to picture it. Just like on a real spider web, if you pull on one tiny corner, that tension is felt across the entire thing, right? Well, it's the same in your body. That nagging tension in your lower back, it could totally be connected to tightness in your hamstring or even up in your shoulder. It's all connected.
So, when everything's working right, your fascial web is fluid and hydrated, and it lets all your tissues glide and slide smoothly past each other. The trouble starts when that web gets all tangled up, thick, and just plain stuck. So what causes these tangles in the web? Well, it's usually a mix of things. Think about physical trauma from an old injury you forgot about, or the repetitive strain from, sitting at a desk all day. Even things like inflammation or high levels of emotional stress can cause the body to tense up and that fascia to lock down. And what happens next is this kind of cascade effect. That tissue, it loses its healthy, springy quality. It starts to thicken, it gets dehydrated, and it can even form what are called adhesions, which basically means it gets sticky and glues itself to the muscles it's supposed to be gliding over. This is what can trap nerves and become a direct cause of pain and stiffness. And this is what leads to those things we all call knots. They're actually trigger points, these tiny, super sensitive spots inside that restricted fascia. But here's the crazy part. They don't just cause pain right where you feel the knot. They can refer pain to completely different parts of your body. It's wild. Okay, so if the problem is that our fascia is all stuck and tangled, the big question is, how do we get it unstuck? Well, this is where a very specific and pretty unique technique comes into play. Now, this is super important to understand. Myofascial release, or MFR, is fundamentally different from your typical deep tissue massage. See, a massage is all about the muscles. MFR, on the other hand, is targeting the fascia itself, and it uses a totally different approach to do it.
So what's the secret sauce? It's time. A long time. MFR uses gentle but sustained pressure that's held for at least 90 to 120 seconds. Why so long? Because anything less just isn't enough time for that tough, fibrous fascial tissue to even begin to respond. It takes that long for it to actually soften, melt, and start to release. This isn't about force, it's about being slow and patient. So, you see, the therapist isn't trying to just, force the tissue into submission. They're actually waiting for the fascia to melt and let go all on its own. And this gentle approach is what leads to these really profound effects, like actually breaking down those sticky adhesions and letting everything move freely again. Okay, so we get the how behind it, but who does this actually help? Let's talk about the real-world impact and what kind of results people can actually expect from this. I mean, MFR is used by physical therapists and pain specialists for a huge range of conditions that a lot of the time just don't respond well to other treatments. We're talking everything from chronic back pain and relentless headaches to things like plantar fasciitis and sciatica. All of these are classic conditions tied to fascial restriction. And the benefits? They go way beyond just getting rid of pain. By freeing up that whole fascial web, people often have this dramatic improvement in their range of motion. Suddenly, they can move more freely, which in turn leads to better, more effortless posture and just feeling better in their body overall. And here's one of the most empowering parts of MFR. You can actually learn to maintain these results yourself. With simple tools like a foam roller or a massage ball, you can keep working on your own fascia between professional sessions. It really helps keep things moving and stops those restrictions from creeping back in. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this.
Myofascial release treats the body as a whole, interconnected system. It's all about understanding that your nagging shoulder pain could actually be starting from tightness way down in your hip. A good therapist knows how to follow that line of tension to find the real source of the problem, not just chase the symptom.
Ultimately, by understanding and actually addressing this hidden web of fascia, we open up a whole new way to think about healing. For so many people, it's the missing piece of the puzzle on their journey to a life that's more mobile, more functional, and finally, pain-free. It really makes you wonder, what else is our body trying to tell us?